In Revelation 4, we have this vision in heaven, and this is God's throne room. And this scene is a divine council scene. And what you want to do is look in these various references. Ezekiel 1, 1 Kings 22:19. You want to look that one up. Isaiah 6:1, absolutely. Ezekiel 1:26, absolutely. Daniel 7:9, huge. Ezekiel 1:28, and it goes on. John is utilizing Old Testament imagery to give a divine court scene, God's divine throne room with the heavenly council around him. "24 thrones, 24 elders sitting." Okay. This is the redeemed and glorified church, serving as the new constituted council. They appear again in important spots in Revelation 5, in Revelation 11, with a very important psalm they sing. And they appear again in Revelation 19 with the coming of the Lord. And they sing praise in that psalm. And this is the divine council who will commission and send the Son of Man to bring about the day of the Lord. This is the prophecy of Daniel 7. And Daniel 7 is even utilized here. But it's very important prophecy, very important scene in heaven here. It's divine council language, and this is the glorified church. And there's 24 because what John is saying here, there were 24 courses of the priesthood that would serve at the temple, and they would rotate in and do the temple service. Now, on certain occasions, like festivals, all of the courses would be present in Jerusalem to conduct the service. This is a way of saying all are present. All are present. The Levitical priesthood is a picture on earth, and the temple and the service is a picture on earth of God's heavenly throne room. And the priests are sort of a picture of the divine council in heaven. But this is a way of saying all are present. So it's not a partial rapture. I don't
Well,
think were you going to say something?
I always wondered why 24 elders. I never really knew, so that's pretty cool you sharing that.
Yeah, a lot of people wonder about that. 24 courses of priests, that is in 1 Chronicles 24. the 24 courses of the priests. And this is what John is drawing from. And it comes up in more than just 1 Chronicles 24. It's actually an important theme in the Bible, and it comes up in Luke 2, interestingly. And is it Luke 2 or I don't know. I was going to go through Daniel 7 since I was talking Revelation 4. I don't know how familiar people are with this particular prophecy, but it's incredibly important. And you have a succession of 4 beasts that represent 4 major world empires to be followed by the kingdom of God on earth. And there's special information about this final tyrant. And while this tyrant is raging on the earth, it says in verse 9, I kept looking until thrones were set up, and the Ancient of Days took his seat. His vesture was like white snow, and the hair of his head like pure wool. His throne was ablaze with flames. Its wheels were a burning fire. A river of fire was flowing and coming out from before him. Thousands upon thousands were attending him, and myriads upon myriads were standing before him. The court sat, and the books were opened. Then I kept looking because of the sound of the boastful words which the horn was speaking. I kept looking until the beast was slain, and its body was destroyed and given to the burning fire. As for the rest of the beasts, their dominion was taken away, but an extension of life was granted to them for an appointed period of time. Lane, this describes people surviving through the day of the Lord. I kept looking in the night visions, and behold, with the clouds of heaven, one like a son of man was coming, and he came up to the Ancient of Days and was presented before him. This is a heavenly court scene. The court is about to commission and send this Son of Man to do something. And to him was given dominion, glory, and a kingdom, that all the peoples, nations, and men of every language might serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which will not pass away, and his kingdom is one which will not be destroyed. And that's where the vision ends. And he desired to know about things. And in describing it, he will speak out against the Most High, this final tyrant, and wear down the saints of the Highest One. And he will intend to make alterations in times and in law, and they will be given into his hand for a time, times, and half a time. But the court will sit for judgment, and his dominion will be taken away, annihilated and destroyed forever. Then the sovereignty, the dominion, and the greatness of all the kingdoms under the whole heaven will be given to the people of the saints of the Highest One. His kingdom will be an everlasting kingdom, and all the dominions will serve and obey him. So this court scene requires that there be a court to sit. Well, right now there's no court in session, and the court consists of one. It's just the Lord. I don't know if he's even on the court. In the Old Testament context, God was surrounded by the sons of God. In the New Testament context, this is the Son. But God has yet to constitute this divine council. This will be the resurrected and glorified church. Now, Trinitarianism could come into play in some of this stuff. Just saying. But this council will be constituted in order for the Son to be sent in Daniel 7. And that is the raptured church. And so I guess what I would say then is in the book of Revelation from chapters 4, you start to see this heavenly scene. And then you see it you see this council. There's voices from heaven in the apocalypse that's resurrected Christians. It's this new council. And you see the 24 elders specifically in chapter 5, 11, and 19. This is telling us it's a detailed description, a wider description. The Apocalypse, chapters 4 to 19, is a wider description of this court scene here in Daniel 7. So something like that. People have to look at it and think about it.